Hi, lovely people. Today I'm going to do a pick a card on 2022. So I'm recording this at the beginning of December of 2021, and I want to bring through some energies of 2022 that are more personalized for you. We want to look at the general vibe. How is the year going to be? Some prediction. And then I will also look at the progression. What's the energy you are in as you enter the year? What is it going to be in the middle? And how is it going to be when it's ending? And then we will touch on some lessons that you are going to learn in 2022, as well as bringing through advice of how to navigate the year. All right, so well, I also want to say this reading is meant to be evergreen. So if you stumble upon this reading in the middle of 2022 or even 2023, you can always apply this with a time frame of 12 months ahead, or like 6 to 12 months ahead. How is it going to be? You can also do the reading that way. So apply it however it makes sense to you. All right. So for part 1, we have the rainbow moonstone. Part 2 is the Lemurian quartz. Three is the aquamarine. 4, I forget its name. I always forget its name. Very beautiful piece. I might add it later below here. That's part 4. So you may pause the video or take a few deep breaths to center yourself, and then intuitively go with what you feel immediately. Always go with the first intuitive selection, first choice. At least that works the best for me when it's the first choice. All right. So click through the timestamps below for your palm. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, pile 1. If you pick the rainbow moonstone, this is your pile. So if you missed the intro, this reading is about 2022. So I will first look at a general vibe of how is it going to be for you next year. And then I will pull cards for the progression. So we will first look at how is the energy you are in as you enter the year, in the middle of the year, and as the year ends. And then we will look at what lessons are you learning, as well as advice in the end. So these are the advice cards. I'll put them aside. This is your general vibe. Let me see what I get. There's a change of energy, a switch of energy. And it's initiated by you. You actively want to change something, and you are taking action towards it right now. Taking actions towards your ideas. And it's to change something, to breathe new air into something that like a previous condition or a situation that you don't like. You will breathe new air into it next year in 2022, part 1. So it's very empowered in the way where you are taking the lead, like taking the problems, tackling the problems with your own hands. Like, okay, I've been feeling frustrated about this situation for the longest time, and no one has been working on it, or no one has been changing it for me, no matter how I ask, or like people who, like, there's as if it's stemming from the lack of support, and you're like, okay, let me do it on my own, let me change it on my own. And you will create something really beautiful, like that's more nearer to your heart's desire, nearer to your vision. It's like, finally I can do something that is according to what I like, as if, so it reminds me of how when we want to move into a house, or like buy a new home, instead of just buying a home that pre-existed. So it's like how the house has been designed by other people, or a very uniform standard shape and style. Instead of buying those houses, you are going to buy a piece of land, and then design the blueprint, and then like create something that you really want, instead of trying to adapt yourself or conform yourself into something that is not that ideal. So making something ideal from your own hands, that's the vibe I'm getting for you next year. Okay, now we'll look at the progression. I'll leave it here. Okay, progression. So what's the energy for you as you enter 2022? Your energy as you enter 2022. Energy of power, the enter 2022. The energy as they progress through the year. Progression, are they going to be in the middle of the year, and as the year ends? Okay. Okay. I'm not going to take her reversals today. Yeah, I had the feeling just now already when I was shuffling that as you enter the year, or I would say right now, if you are watching this real time as I posted this, it will be end of the middle of December for 2021. So right now, if you're watching it at the same time, you are not happy. I think you have been facing, or have like forced to face certain the darker aspects of yourself, like because this card is the devil card in the traditional tarot. Do not feel scared about it. It's just the shadow side, the sides that we haven't been prioritizing because they are in the shadows, like we are not conscious about them, and they are all coming up for you, all coming up that's why it's like skeleton in the closet. The skeleton has been there for the longest time, and you either did not look at them or have been trying to ignore them, but now it's in your face, kind of. So not very happy, maybe triggered by issues or other people. And then there's this sense of feeling alone, helpless. Remember, I was talking about the lack of help is what triggered you to tackle things with your own hands. It's this sense of like, I have to. So this is a child who has to build his or her own fire because there's no one to support. Like there's a lack of. It feels cold. This card. Alone, cold. Endure, like the need to endure through something alone. Yeah, I think this is talking about the process of you deciding that, okay, I will build my own fire. There's no one supporting me, and it's fine. I'm not going to continue wallow in it or feel self-pity. I'll just build my own fire because the warmth is what I need, and I will build it. I think I can build it, so I'm going to build it. It's like, okay, breathing new air. I don't want to be in the cold anymore, and there's no one rescuing me. I accept that the reality is that no one comes to rescue me right now, so I will do it on my own. There's a sense of independence, tapping into your inner strength. So I think in the middle of the year, there's a need for you. I would say you come into a realization where okay, this has been tough, the beginning, and you're like, okay, all right, I accept the reality and let's do it. Okay. And when we come to an end for 2022, it will be. It's really nice because the Three of Stones is not only talking about creation, tapping into your creativity. It's also support. You will come out from this state where you have to do things on your own. So I think this is like a start of, okay, I have no support and let me do it on my own, and then the support comes. So it makes me feel like this is the signal for help. Remember when in the olden times they have to send like quick messages to each other through smoke? It's like, okay, let me light my smoke and at least get warmth and at least get help, like get a signal, send out signals for help, like an SOS, right? And then you get support at the end of the year. This is deeply taken care of. You see this person, her legs are rooted on the ground. The sense of security is strong, and she has her palms on the stones beside her, the big rocks, and she's very protected. You will be able to create something. So 3 is also about creativity, like create something new, like a new, putting 1 and 2 together to create a new entity. And this is also, remember I was talking about how you put your ideas. You see this person has so many colorful interesting variety in her head, and she's breathing these ideas through her onto something. So it could be a project, maybe a new project that you couldn't find people to work with or people who are willing to support or collaborate with in the beginning, and then you just started something small regardless, and then it became something very strong. So I think next year is about independence for you, learning about independence, learning to start something. So it's not talking about how you're going to learn independence and then be alone or do everything on your own. It's talking about how to create something from that's aligned with your truth. Like from your truth, you create something, and then the support comes. It's a way of attracting real help, attracting people who really aligns with you. The smoke again, it's the signal. Right. Okay. What lessons are you learning? Lessons for Power 1. The lessons. 2022, what's the lesson you're learning? Okay. Lessons. Wow. Okay. We get the Gaian Awakening, number 17. Then we get the Tower and Karma. I think your lesson is that your lesson is to stop giving energy or power or focus into things that no longer work. To accept that, it's probably that you have been putting effort into a lifestyle or a project or something that you have been trying to grow it or build it, but it's not working too well. So the lesson here is that it's okay to let the previous ideas, projects, lifestyle to crumble, to build something new. So this is talking about reborn, the cycle. So the lesson here is that there's no need to fixate on something. It's we can be flexible. We can change our desires. We can change our ambitions as we grow. Because as you gain more information, for sure you will desire new things. To let go of the idea that what I have already decided, I must achieve it, even though during the process I notice or realize that this is not really what I want. I force myself to finish it. So the lesson is to allow yourself flexibility. Maybe you have been, this is just an example, right? So maybe you have been thinking to start a business. Okay, let's say to open a cafe, for example. Because you love baking, you love to feed people, you love to make food, but it hasn't been working well. So instead of trying hard to like ask for help or trying to force yourself into the original idea, you can change. You can feel like, okay, maybe cafe is not a good idea because right now properties are not like rentals and stuff are taking up a lot of my money, so I want to do it online instead. I'm still baking, I'm still feeding people, like sharing people love through food, but I'm going to do it online. So there's no, so that I can save money through the rent. You know, this is just an example. So I don't want a physical shop. I want to do it online. So I switch my business into a different modality. Allow. Maybe you already have like a very fixed idea of how the cafe should look like, what's the vibe and things like that. Or you invest a lot on the furniture, and this is talking about if something doesn't work and doesn't no longer align with you, let it crumble. It's fine. So for this card, I want to read it from the booklet. You are being prepared to make a change in location or shift in your surroundings. This shift can be a geographical or a deep inner shift. New experiences and synchronistic events will occur to connect you with specific people and opportunities so you can fulfill your life's purpose. It's time to reach out to your true soul and star family. You are receiving upgrades now that will assist with propelling you to a higher level. It's a great time to connect with Gaia. Yeah, like it's quite transformative for you next year. Because these are both major arcana cards, and this is talking about ascending to a new way of living. Like it could be talking about moving, like physically moving to an environment that is more aligned with you, or a big change of your mindset, a big shift. Yeah, you are going to come together with people who align much better with you by the end of the year. So if in the middle of the year you feel, in the beginning or middle of the year you feel really alone or like upset, do not forget that this is coming, okay? But it's not going to be like bad, and then at the end it's good. It's not going to be like that. It's a progress. So you might start to understand more and more about how, like, which direction you're gonna go. There's a navigation going on. So yeah, I like it. It's quite positive. So next we do advice. These are the cards that I pulled just now. Yep. Oh, so good. Okay, so growth. This is very aligned, these two cards. To grow, you need change. You need to change to grow, right? It's synonym. The tallest oak tree once started as a seedling. Do not be afraid to start something new, to change what's old, to let the old crumble and start something new, to reborn. Become a baby again. It's never too late. This is very important for you to know. Friends, yay. So you will get help. You will get help at the end. People will be willing to support you. And it's interesting because it's talking about the most unlikely friendship can form like variegated lichens on hard rock. They create a tight bond. Lichens and rocks. Interesting. This card is very much giving me that same vibe where you might get help from people that you previously thought they are very different from you or not. They don't look like they are have the same vision. They don't look like they are the same type or belong to the same tribe. But it's telling you not to be again to be too fixated on on a judgment, or these people, they are probably not my tribe. You know, you are probably fixed signs, like signs Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and what's the last one? Was it Aquarius? I think it's Aquarius. I will correct it if it's not down here. So you probably have heavy fixed signs where you are more comfortable with following through a fixed idea. Yeah. So this year, 2022, you are going to learn adaptability, more flexibility. So Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. So this person is walking it alone. So I think it's that this comes as advice. So it's talking about you have to go at it alone at first. Remember, I was saying you have to start the fire first. There's a need to go to the direction you want alone in the beginning. There might be no one walking beside you, but they will come later. They will come later, unexpectedly probably. Okay, these two cards are talking about help and support. And then we get the card no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. I want to feel into this card and see what it's actually talking about. So you see there's lightning here, and similarly here. So again, it's talking about accepting what is not working as not going to work. So stop going to the direction that has been clearly a no. So if there are lightning and storms ahead, why not change course? So it's talking about that. Like if you feel intuitively as well, if you feel there's a no or you're doubtful, stop pushing through it and find a new direction. So this card again is talking about letting what was built that is not strong or not built on a strong foundation, right? Something that anyway is going to tumble down, to crumble. Let it crumble, and don't stay there. You are free to go a different way. You are free to breathe air into your ideas. Tap into your ideas. I think you have a lot of creative ideas. Tap into them and breathe new air. You don't have to do things as what you previously thought or what other people have been doing. You are meant to create something new through yourself. So stop walking the same path that people have been walking or the previous you have been walking. Think about breathing new air. All right. Yeah. Pile 2. No, Pile 1, sorry. Pile 1, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much for listening. Please click like and subscribe if you like what you hear, or comment below and tell me your experience. And give me a feedback. I would like to hear from you. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. If you pick the Lemurian quartz, this is your reading for 2022. So if you missed the intro, we will first look at the general vibe for you in the coming year. And then we will look at how the energy progressed throughout the year. How it will be when you enter the year and in the middle, as well as the end of the year. And we will also bring through some messages for the lessons that you're learning, as well as a few advice at the end. Okay, so these are the advice cards. As we put it aside. So the general vibe. It's card number 10. It's something about opening your heart. Let me feel it. This card feels very sensual. Receiving. What I get is the general vibe for you next year is about receiving love, receiving gifts, receiving attention. I think you are an empath or someone who is very, like, you have been operating in the past or currently as well in a more giving way. So your heart chakra is not aligned in the way that you overgive or you give but have problems receiving. So this can stem from many reasons. It could be from core beliefs such as I believe that if I receive, I am selfish. I believe that if I receive, I believe that I'm not worthy in receiving, or there are many patterns and beliefs that we tend to have about giving and receiving. And next year, it's about opening your heart, opening it enough to receive, no longer just to give, also to receive. Receive beauty, receive compliments, receive good things, feel worthy of it. Receiving requires courage as well. So it's about the courage to take what you believe that you're worthy for. It's the opposite vibration from people who are overly humble. You know, like if you say, oh, you're good in that, some people are like, oh, no, not as good as you. Or you look beautiful today. Oh, not really. I have a new pimple here. You know, it's like always pushing back positive intention. Trying to keep a distance from positive intentions. That was how you have been, or currently you are in. So let's look at the progression. Let's look at the specifics. What's the energy for people who choose the Lemurian quartz? What's the energy for them as they enter 2022? Energy that enter and as it progresses in the middle of the year, energy like. And at the end, okay. The number 10 is also talking about the ending of a cycle, the end and the beginning of the ending of a cycle and a beginning of a new one. Okay, so there might be major endings in your life currently, because as you move into next year, there will be like a border from old to new. There's like as if you need to step through this border. So you start the year with the Page of Bowls. There's a sense of exploration with this one. I want to look around. I want to discover what's interesting. I want to learn as much as possible from the environment. You are very unique, but you might not know your own uniqueness. You might not realize that you are unique, which ties back to what I was talking about with the worth right here, that to receive. Because when we don't see our own worth, if you don't see that you are unique, then you wouldn't value your own unique point of views, right? You will be like, oh, that person said that, so maybe my views are not true. So let me just adopt what they say. There's a little bit of childlike energy here, so exploration, looking around, playfully looking around. As it progresses, I'm not taking reversals today. So as it progresses, we get the Eight of Arrows. And then at the end, we get the Page of Stones, and then the Wheel. Let me feel this. I think something or someone is going to tell you that this is not okay. Light-hearted exploration is not okay. That you need to be responsible in a way that, you know, this makes me think of words like, oh, you're an adult now, you can't just play all day long. You can't just say, I want to see how it goes. You need to be solid about your plan, like have a plan. This kind of opinions. And again, you don't feel accepted that way. I think criticism, you are special. I was saying you are very unique, and because of that, you face criticism. People who try to tell you what you should do without considering that you are not the same as them, without considering that each individual is unique, without considering that what you actually want, your truest desire. I think you're trying to get in touch with your truest desire, but there are people who are trying to stop you. It's like, no. Your heart doesn't matter. Responsibility matters, or stability matters, or safety matters, or having a plan matters. So your heart wasn't taken care of all this while, I think. I don't think you meet people that much who encourage you to be unique, you know. And this, I think you have already had experience about this in the past, like criticisms you get. There might be something about your inner critic as well, that you see yourself as different or shouldn't be this way, that you have to do certain things. And this theme will come up again next year, and it will it comes as, so it gives you struggles, and this is not a new struggle, so you have already been through this kind of dynamic before in the past. You know that people will say something about this, and even yourself will say something about this, and it's coming up again, and it makes you feel trapped again. It's like, okay, I need to carry on the tiring and the tiring path, and I couldn't just go my own way. I couldn't. So feeling trapped again. And then moving on to the end of the year, there's some renewal happening because we get the wheel. And it's the 10. This is also number 10. So I think the next year will be about learning how to open your heart. So this would be like the ultimate destination for you by the end of the year. Things will change. You will come to a change, but it's not going to change right now. It's going to change at the end of the year. When you learn to go through this struggle, it's like, okay, this struggle comes up again. I'm familiar with it. I know how to deal with it right now. I learned how to deal with it. I learned the lesson. This is about learning, Page of Stones. Learning to take responsibility, but not in the way that they want you to take responsibility, but more about taking responsibility of your own desires, of your own uniqueness, to see yourself as who you are, rather than trying to conform to a certain way that people want you to be. I think by the end of the year, the people around you will change too. You will, once you come into a more accepting energy of yourself, the heart-opening energy of yourself, you will not meet so many people who want to criticize you too. So the critics, when the inner critic tune down the volume, the outer critic, the people who tends to tell you you have to this and that, will also tune down. So it's about understanding in what way are you judging yourself too. Not so much, because our outer world is always a reflection of our inner. So if you meet people who give you a hard time, ask yourself, am I also is there a part of me also trying to give myself a hard time? So I think that's the struggle part that you will try to navigate, and you will come out fine. Like, you will learn a lot through this. I hope you don't feel discouraged, because at the end you will learn how to open your heart, and that is how you receive love, right? With a closed heart, you are just giving, but not receiving, and that is not how love is supposed to work. All right, next we ask about the lessons. So pull one card for the lessons here. Let's see, Crown Portal, the number 8. Read from the book for this, number 8. You are awakening to your divinity. Allow yourself to expand and see your situation in the light of unification of all that is. Know that you're connected with everything and everyone. You are not separated from Source, no matter how challenging things may appear. Spirit is trying to communicate with you, so be open and start listening to the messages. Expansion and divine connections will be coming forth for you. Go directly to God for answers. This is a very spiritual chakra. So it's about the crown chakra. It's our connection with the higher up. So if this is your lesson, interesting. So I think, so in our body there are chakras, energy centers. So as you open your heart chakra, as you learn how to open to bring alignment to your heart chakra, it actually helps to also bring alignment to your crown chakra. So chakras, they affect each other, even though it seems like they have been situated in different parts of the body, but they actually affect each other. When one aligns, another will come into alignment too. So I think as you learn how to open your heart by receiving, by accepting yourself, by being friends with your inner critic in a way, it will improve your relationship with the universe. You will get more in line with your soul, so to speak. Right. Let's go to your advice, or maybe let me pull a card for this crown portal. The lessons. What else? What lessons are they learning? Power 2, the Lemurian. Okay, yeah. There's fear coming up now, fear and worriness. So this is again very much related to the heart chakra, because the heart chakra is talking about love, and love is the opposite of fear. So it's asking you to look into your fears deeper, in a deeper way. Not, when I say deeper, it doesn't mean to analyze it by thinking about it, like having mental chatters about it, no. But it's more about asking yourself questions like, okay, in what way do I see myself as unacceptable? What is wrong about being different? What is so wrong about wanting a different life? Ask yourself that. What is stopping me from exploring? What is stopping me from receiving? Because I think this has been affecting you for quite some time, because as I was saying just now, this is not a new struggle. This has been in your energy. It comes up again and again for you to learn and heal about it, okay? The last card we get about the lessons is the Ten of Pentacles. So if you have been wanting a security, like if you want a secure relationship, or if you have been hoping for like having a home, a partner that's very stable, you cannot reach here unless you look at your own fears. This is not something that you can just push for, you know. There are things that you need to look at first, spiritually. But it's a good thing, because these two are the last cards, right? When I ask about progression and also what you're learning. So you will head towards here. That this wheel is always talking about change, and also like completion, so to speak. There's completion here. There's 10 here. So I think it's a completion of lessons. This could be your last round of lesson right now. The last round. So get as much as possible from this last round, and then you graduate. There's a sense of graduation, because that's 10, 10, 10. Advice, let's see. So we get this card, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. This card is very unconditional. Because she, the grandmother of Jesus, has been laying foundations for the plan for Jesus' incarnation. when no one knows about it. Like she's not as well known as Jesus or Jesus' mother. She's like the earlier generation. So it's a progression. Things have to be done before something great can be born. So I think it's talking about how you are giving very unconditionally. Like I was talking about, like very empathetic person. Look at the tendencies you have for being overly unconditional, or ask yourself, why are you being unconditional? Like, what are you might think like you're not asking anything in return, but ask yourself that, what am I wanting in return, like deep inside? Do I want to be known that I've done this for them? For example, for a partner, or for like the servitude things that you have been doing. Why are you doing that? If it's tiring for you, why are you doing that? Okay, we get 4 cards. Kindness. Okay, again, empathetic, very kind person. Humility. Flowers are unaware of each other's beauty. They bloom regardless. There's something about jealousy here. Even with the 5 of Swords, I always feel that, this person is taking action not from his truth, but because some other people are looking. Like there's a competitiveness or jealousy or envious here a little bit. I guess ask yourself about your own motives, because humility is talking about being yourself. Again, about the uniqueness. Be who you are without having to check who is looking, or having to check, do people approve of it, or how are other people acting and should I follow suit. This is a very embracing your uniqueness kind of thing. Yeah, listen to, there's a need to look deeper, because we get the card music. It says there's a melody to be heard in the deepest part of the woods if only we listen. There are things that are asking for you to pay attention. Ideal hours. Take some time out to lie on the emerald grass. I think it's talking about how you are having a lot of worriness in your mind. Maybe even those thoughts that you have affect your health a little bit, or even your sleep. Give your mind a break. If you have no idea what is everything going on, like, give yourself a break. It's okay not to know anyway. It's okay. You can even click off this video even though it's coming to an end right now. But if this has been confusing you, don't take them. It's the most important is your own well-being, your mind. The clarity of your mind is the most important. So go do things that help your clarity. Stare at the sky, lie on the grass, look at the waves of the beach, things like that. Yeah. So we have 3 tens here. I just want to give you some last encouragement, right? I don't want to end on a note that make you feel like, oh no, I don't want to go through 2022. No, it's actually positive, because you see this person has their hands tied up together, and this is what you have to progress through. Your hands will be released after this because we get 10, 10, 10. It's an ending of struggle. So next year is going to be big for you because you are getting in touch with your spirituality more, your own uniqueness more, opening your heart more, receiving from other people, and it will all lead to the closing of a cycle, closing of a learning curve, so to speak. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening. Please click like or subscribe if you like what you hear, or even leave a comment to tell me whether it resonates. Even if it doesn't, I am always happy to hear from you. Thank you and bye. See you again. Hi, Pal Tree. If you choose the aquamarine, this is your pal. If you missed the intro, this reading is about 2022. So I will first look at the general vibe for you in 2022, and then I'll pull cards for your progression. So how is your energy when you enter the year, and how is it going to change as the year progresses, and how is it going to be before the year ends? And then we will look at the lessons that you are going to learn next year, as well as advice. All right, so these are your advice cards. I'll put them aside. So for general vibes, you get these two cards. Let me see. Okay, the general vibe is about harvesting. I feel like something that you have been dreaming about is going to happen, and it's possible that you might not believe it. It's like a feeling of, really? Is this really happening? Because we get this card is about bountiful harvest, a very abundant card, and it's number 10. It's the ending of a cycle. And then we get this card that's talking about letting your dreams come true. So the vibe is about allowing something to come true, or not to be afraid that it's going to be too good to be true. Like, is it finally happening to me? This kind of vibe, like it's a little bit disbelief. I didn't worry. Your thought patterns might be restricting you in a way. Like you have been worrying about thinking a lot about this, whatever it is, whatever dreams or wishes, that hopes that you have been, it has been running in your mind a lot, and now that it's finally coming into your reality, you feel you might be in disbelief, but you're encouraged to receive, to actively harvest. It's not only receiving, it's also harvest, because it's talking about the results are going to be there. And if you don't actively harvest, it reminds me of the, when people harvest wheat or like rice field, they use this knife that is shaped like a half moon shape, and they do this to cut through the stalks of wheat or rice. It's like you have to harvest it. If not, imagine what will happen if you don't harvest the wheat and just let it grow and grow and grow. You will miss out the harvesting season. There's something about an opportunity to like grasp and an opportunity that might go away if you hesitate. Okay, we'll look deeper. Three cards for your progression. What's wrong with my English? 3 cards for your progression of the year. So how is your energy? How's your energy as you enter 2022? Your energy as the year progresses. Your energy at the end of the year. I think this year or 2021, you have been spending time building something. You have been building something that you really wish, like maybe a life that you want, like taking small baby steps towards the life that you want. So you have already built a foundation as you enter 2022. You have a baby foundation. This is Ace of Stones, the first stone, a start, a new start. Something stable but small. And as the year progresses, it's gonna grow. I think you will come to a state, a phase where you are invited to do more. Yeah, I think you are going to feel a little bit scared. For example, right? If you started a new YouTube video, just a new YouTube channel, for example, and you have like a small group of followers, and it's a small baby foundation, and you have been working on it this year, and in 2022, it's going to grow. It's going to grow into a stage where you are being invited to do more. It's like there's more publicity, or you will be invited to collaborate with others, or you have to. There's a need to put more energy into it because it's getting serious. Maybe in the beginning you are not intending it to be your main income source, your main source of income, but as the year progresses, it's going to become something very real, very tangible. And this is an invitation, okay? It's an invitation for you to step into it. It's not like you have to take it, but it's a golden opportunity, I would say. Harvesting. So the weeds or the rice are already ripening, and there's a time frame for you to harvest it, to cut it, so that you can get them. There's a time frame, so there's a limited door or window for you to step into. And the last part we get is about insecurity. So you might feel like either you don't, it's not worthy, like you're not worthy for it, or people's words and judgments might make you feel like, no, I can't move, I can't step into it, I'm not that good, I can't take this responsibility, I don't want to be seen, I don't want to be famous. Like there are still, like fears will come up, fears that you previously, when you were building this, you didn't know you have. Hidden fears, subconscious fears, they will rise up to the surface as you receive invitation for more. Like as you see what you have already built, it's no longer a small stone. It's growing and growing and growing, and then you feel really scared. Even though you have been hoping for it, it's your hope. It's your hope and dream. But when it really comes into reality, you feel really afraid. And this is great because this means that this is a chance for you to deal with your hidden fears, your subconscious fears, like some remnants of subconscious triggers or fears or all memories that you have yet to make peace with them, deal with them, or heal them. There are still things that are not, like remnants of things that are not in full alignment with where you want to go. So this is a chance for you to deal with them so that you can step into it. So first, I don't want you to feel so worried, like as if you're going to miss the chance, even though I said that there's a window of opportunity. I do see that if you don't actively do the harvesting action, you will miss out on the food, the wheat, or the rice. Sorry, that's my phone. You might miss it, yes. That's why this card is coming to first, like give you like a prompt, to prompt you to deal with it first. Let's see, maybe the advice will tell us what we can do better. Let's look at the lessons first, okay. Lessons. What's the lesson for Pile 2 in Pile 3, sorry. The lesson for Pile 3 in the 2022. What have they meant to learn? Lessons that are meant for Pile 3, 2022. Lessons that are meant for Pile 3. Okay, so I think the invitation, it's the examples I gave just now are also about connection, like reach out to more outreach. I would say outreach, like to touch more people, for more people to know you or to work with more people. And the lessons I get is about isolation. So I think you have been working, grinding, building things alone most of the time. You might be most comfortable working independently. And what you need to learn is to reconnect with the power of having connections, having support, having security, like having people who can hold you if you fall. That's what you need. That's what you're learning, I would say. So probably the invitation is talking about that. It's talking about, maybe you will get like collaborations invitation, right? Like people say, oh, I love your work. Would you like to collaborate in my new project, this and that? You are so used to fighting things on your own. You are very, like there's a warrior, a feeling of warrior here, where you know that you're okay fending off things that you don't want, and you build things on your own, like all the rods here. You use them as fences, but you also build, like grow on your own with your passion, with your fire, your inner fire. And what you're learning is, okay, the time of, you have already learned well how to work independently. Now we want to see, now you're prompted to learn about working with other people. like the power of a group, societal support, or like being in a tribe, like exchanging ideas, gaining support from other people. For other people to know you, publicity. How are you not okay with publicity? Are there parts of you that still prefer to be invisible? Illusion. So this is talking about the subconscious fear I mentioned just now. There are fears that are deeper in you that you might not immediately realize, or you don't know that you have, and they are surfacing right now. Not right now, but in the coming year, they are going to surface. And it's a awesome opportunity for you to work through them, because they will help you to grow this better. They will help you to harvest what you have been growing. They are going to help you to harvest by dealing with your fears. Go deeper into your fears. Now let's look at your advice. Oh, that's so... Oh, God. Okay. I get chills when I get this card, Council of Light, when I saw it just now, because talking about when you are working alone all this while, you thought that you're working alone, but actually you're working in connection with others in the spiritual realm. Sorry, I might not pronounce the word properly, the spiritual realm. So you have been receiving help from unseen forces. So this is an illusion that you are lonely, that you are alone, and you have been fighting on your own is an illusion. You have been getting help all this while. They have been around you, giving you support, advice. You have helpers in the subtle rhymes. Should stop reading that word. Yeah. And another advice is to take a leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. Yes. So this leap is talking about the invitation here to step into something new, like new horizons or new territories, the places that you haven't been. You imagine these two as like a gate. You know, like the gates here, and this person or animal or spirit is like with the drum. She's asking you to come, step here, follow me. So these are the realms or the territory that you haven't been. You're invited to just take a leap, stop overthinking. I think you have quite actively overthinking mind a little bit. So maybe work on getting conscious about where your mind goes, where it floats to, and maybe meditation will help you, because meditation is a practice of bringing your mind chatters, or where your focus that's very dispersed, like bring it into consciously bring back your focus into your breathing, or following the meditation. If it's a guided meditation, following the steps. So it's a focus of mind that can really help you. Created a mess here. So the three cards we have here are uncertainty. The shades of gray within the fog will eventually lift. Yeah, if you take the leap, then the fog will lift. Yes. Forbearance, do not be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. Yes, I think, so these are the thorns, yeah. You might come to a phase where you feel like, no, it's too scary. I have too much fear, and people's judgments are going to tie me up. Like I don't want to cause problems, so I will just reject the invitation. It's talking about do not be deterred by what people say or the pain you experience. Instead, go towards the pain to understand it, because what you resist actually persists. So this is a chance for you to understand it, not to put it aside or ignore it. Okay. Another card I get is friends. The most unlikely friendships can form like variegated lichens on hard rock. They create a tight bond. Connections. We were talking about connections just now. So you are very because of the independence that you develop, you probably don't trust other people so much. Like there's this feeling that I can do things better than them. Why should I trust them with my hard work, or why should I trust them with my dreams? Why should I collaborate? What if they destroy my small hard work? So this is talking about how you are going to find friends who you might feel unlikely to help you, but they are going to form like a tight bond with you. So not to reject opportunities when it comes. Be more open with it. Be more open or more trusting a little bit. Yeah, I think it's maybe it would be difficult if I say you have to be more trusting, right? It's not something you can do if you have been in the independence for a long time. Like if you have been always fending for yourself for years and years, it's really hard for you to trust that someone will also take care of your best interests or like understand you or really put you as priority. But instead of just immediately pushing them away, work with your fear. Work with how, like ask yourself why. Why am I so afraid? Is it because I've been betrayed before? Who betrayed me? Or was it my first boyfriend? Was it my first best friend, my childhood friend, my father? Who has, like, go back to the root of the feeling of not trusting, right? I think that's all I have for you. Pile 3. Thank you so much for listening. If you like the reading, please click like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram. I will put the link below. I post over there quite often. There are like free pickcards and also some daily updates sometimes. Also feel free to comment below about how does this resonate with you. I'm always happy to hear from you. All right, thank you. Bye. Hi, Pile 4. If you choose the last crystal, this is your reading about how is it going to be in 2022. So if you missed the intro, I will bring through messages that tell me about the general vibe for you next year, as well as the progress of the energy. How is it going to be when you enter the year, in the middle of the year, and when the year is ending. We will also look at the lessons that are waiting for you to learn, as well as some advice. Okay. These cards are the advice. We'll put it aside, look at it later. This card is the general energy. It's very positive. It's number 48, hope and happiness. I think you will feel very inspired in 2022. Many new ideas coming to you, and they come as like as if it's a click. Things are clicking for you. Things are starting to work. So maybe you have been having ideas here and there, like ideas that seems like they are not so related, but now they are clicking. It's like, oh, I can do this, but at the side, I can also bring through this. So things are supporting each other now. It's as if the dots are connected. You'll be very happy. Like there's a sense of satisfaction. It's like, oh, finally. I see a lot of the ideas that I was talking about are the hopes and wishes you have. Some of the wishes for the current you might feel that those wishes are very out there, or people have been telling you that that's impossible, don't hope for that. But you kept it in you, and in 2022, there are going to be positive progression. Like you will start to see it's not that impossible. It can work. There's also a sense of people coming together. I see it as people who are in your soul tribe, or people with the same vision, same aim as you, because you can see the animals here. They are all going towards the same direction. They are coming together and go on the road together, like a coming together and go towards a dream, a hope, a shared vision. Of course, it might not be like that many people. It could be just 2 or 3, like a small group of friends. You could be meeting these people, and then your ideas start to click because of them. It's like, oh, I've been dreaming to do that. You too? Okay, let's collaborate. Let's try together. But I can also see that it could be like a small startup company as well, or if you have your own company, there's a sense of a shared vision. Like the people in your company you will be able to employ people who are more aligned with the vision you have, or the vision of the company. There's this sense of like going towards something, a united heart, a united vision. Okay. There might be a little bit of travel as well. So just get more messages. So we will see how, like, look deeper into the progression. So how is the year going to be as you enter it? So what's the energy you are in when you enter the year? Just one card for that. People who choose the last crystal enter the year. Okay, we have 2 cards. How is it for you in the middle of the year as it progresses? And as the year ends, next year, end of 2020. Oh my God. All right, I'm not gonna take reversals today. Oh, sorry, say I'm a little bit shocked. I didn't expect this. Okay. As you enter the year, we get the decision card, Two of Bowls, as well as the Six of Vessels, reunion. I see a coming together of, okay, just by this, not looking at the other two cards yet, just with this, I see a coming together of people. It's not specific to two persons, but it can be. What I was saying just now, like a union, a reunion, a coming together. And these people are, it could be one person, which means it's like a romantic relationship, right? Or it can also be like a group of friends, like people who have the same mindset, or like people who just understand you and want the same for the world, things like that, like a bigger vision. For romantic relationships, if this is talking about romantic relationships, it could be a relationship from the past. I get that for some people it's past life, which means in this life it will be recognized as new person for you, but for some it's the past relationships that start to click. So remember I was talking about things are clicking. So maybe if you have had a past relationship with someone who you still care about, but it didn't work out in the past because of other circumstances or distance, or like someone is not ready or the timing is not right now, it's starting to click. But that's a decision as well. There's something pending, something needs to be decided. I think this reunion, it's very possible that it has already happened right now, because we're in December 2021 right now. So it's the energy that you will be in as you enter 2022. So it's just like a 1 month away. So it could be that you have already reconnected or meet someone who you feel very connected to, and there's a decision that needs to be made. It could be things that are more obvious, such as you need to move in order to be together because you're long distance, or there are multiple choices, multiple people in your life that you need to tune into and decide what's better. Or it could be a decision such as stay or go in this relationship. So if this doesn't apply to you, the romantic relationships, then it could be things such as, somehow, for some reason, I get even having a kid, like pregnancy, giving birth to a new soul that wants to come to this physical through you. So it's also a reunion, right? If we think about having a family, it's the new baby is going to unite with the parents. So it's still a reunion of souls. So it could be pregnancy too, like deciding whether you want to have a baby, maybe. Anyway, it's about coming together with another person or more than one person, like a gathering of like-minded, or a gathering for a purpose, for some purpose. And together with the gathering, that there comes a decision pending. Okay, so as we progress through the year, okay, maybe these two cards should really be shown together. It's a bit surprising because I get the Lover's card as well as the Two of Cups. Both of these cards are talking about romantic relationships. especially this card. Well, actually both are talking about commitment, and it's not a commitment that's on the surface, it's a commitment of hearts, because you can see these two persons, they have their hands tied together and another hand on your heart. It's like we recognize each other, we promise each other, and that's how it is. There's a sense of relief as well. It's like, oh, I found you. I found someone to tie my hand with. And this card, again, it's very committed as well, but it's also very soul-based, because they are pouring water into cups, and the other hand is together. They are linked. So two very quite powerful persons coming into their real, how do I say this? Stepping up to the same level. Like, because it's possible that in the past there are things, like the reason that you didn't, the relationship wasn't successful. It could be because of someone is not ready. I was saying just now, or two persons are not on the same page in a way, like not on the same level. And now the leveling the same, they're on the same ground right now. They're pouring the same amount into the cup. There's no imbalance here. Yeah. I think this can also manifest in career. Like I was talking about business just now. So even in business, you will meet very loyal employees, like people who, or business partners, people who genuinely want to commit to this same vision. Probably in the past, you have met people who say they want to do it, but they don't really take the effort, or not enough effort. So it's like empty promises. So now the promises have become solid. There's a solidification happening, and both persons are happy. Like both parties are happy to give. There's no forcing. There's no like owing or imbalance. It's just perfect. For some of you, I see that by the end of the year, you might get into a committed, like your relationship might go up a different level, like you might decide to move in or get married. So because how I see it is like in the beginning you meet or you reconnect, and then you look for, you decide a decision, you make a decision, and then you recognize each other as, okay, I feel released now, I have you, it's decided, I want each other, like we want each other, and then, okay, now that we have solidified our commitment, let's bring it to a different level. Let's, do things together, or let's start this company we always wanting to start. Let's travel together, this kind of thing. Okay, what lessons are you learning? Okay, check the lesson. This part is, for until now, it's heavily relationship related, connection and relationship. So what are the lessons that you will be learning in 2022? Lessons. Awakening. So this is talking about ancient knowledge, memories, and connection. I want to read from the book for this card. So it's number 3. So 3 is always about working with another person to bring together something else. It's like creating a third entity, you know. Okay. For this card, I'm looking at the book right now. So it's talking about ancient wisdom and ancient knowledge. So you may be remembering your ancient wisdom or other ancient knowledge from other civilizations. An important connection will be forthcoming to assist you. Memories of past lifetimes and recalling spontaneous wisdom may be upcoming, so be prepared for the coming expansion of the mind. You are awakening to the truth of your origins. You have all the tools you need to see the truth in your situation. Okay, there is a lot of water in this reading, waterfall, water. So what I think is that this, whatever relationship this is, work or romantic or even family, like a kid, a baby, newborn, it's about the emotions that stir up during this progression. It's going to have there's a deeper meaning to that. It's not just a surface relationship or surface connection. It's way deeper because the coming together of souls that I was talking about, where all the souls coming together, like you are part of a bigger purpose, a bigger coming together, because it's awakening a deep ancient truth that maybe from your past lives or from somehow the word Lemuria come up for me. So maybe you can read a bit more about Lemuria civilizations, maybe also Egypt, past civilizations, so past lives, past wisdom, past memories. They could be coming true to you. Coming to you through this connection. So it could manifest as like this person is part of your soul tribe through past life connection, hence the reunion card as well. So this coming together that you finally recognize each other, there's a familiarity and I don't know why, and you will start to understand why. It will awake the memories that are already encoded in you, encoded in your soul. That's the lesson you're learning. Ancient knowledge. I think the travel could be talking about that as well, like traveling to ancient places, very historical locations, to learn, to feel. If you have been hoping to travel to somewhere, this might be a chance for you. Okay, what else? I want to bring through 1 or 2 more cards about your lessons. What's the lesson for group 4 next year? 10 of Cups. Okay, this is again talking about the kid having a baby come up. So this is about family, happy family, fulfillment. There's waterfall here. And there's waterfall here as well. I was talking about water just now, right? It could be, so the lesson that this card is, specifically this card is talking about, is again a reunion. So what you're learning is to reunite yourself with others, as well as reunite yourself with your past life, your past lessons, the wisdom that I buried in you, you are reuniting with them. So a coming together. 2022 is about coming together for you. And it's not going to be like anything scary or that you need to be afraid of, because it's very fulfilling with so much water running around. It's a very fulfilling experience for you. By the end of the year, I'm really curious that will you be like having a family or getting married at the end of next year? It's very likely, or the company that you like, a vision you have, is going to take off by the end of the year. It's like finally everything is coming together. Leave me a comment probably by the end of next year and tell me if this is true. I'll be so curious to know. Right, let's look at the advice card. We have, let's look at this first. Oh, take a break. Interesting. I think this is for the current you. Currently, you have to get out from worry. So it says a life work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Okay. About chasing. There are things that you have been trying to chase. Maybe even right now you're feeling anxious, like, I want to go this direction, but I'm still here. How do I even go there? How is it possible? Like always wondering, worrying, will I even go? Is it a right direction? Can I even arrive? Anxiety. So the advice for you, it's for the current you. It's not so much for next year, but it's for the current you to relax. The energies are in place. The future energies are in place. So what's meant to happen will happen. So relax about it. Wow. So we get origins. I think the origin card is very, 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 very related to this card, origins, remembering your roots. So over here, the first thing I get is about past lives again. So where your soul originate from, and what is the original purpose of your soul? What's the soul trying to learn when it decides to incarnate here? What has the soul already learned in the past that can be beneficial this life, that can help you navigate this life? You are coming together with all these memories. Opportunities. It says unfurl like a fern, even without warm sunlight. I think right now, especially if you have already met this person that you think could be who you're reuniting with, right? If you have already met this person, it's possible that you feel dark, like you don't see the next step, you don't know what's going on in the future. It's like doubtful, like I feel this way, my intuition say this way, but maybe it's just my own wishful thinking. So it's like a to and fro, like maybe not, maybe not, this kind of like you feel like you are in the dark. It's telling you to take the opportunity even though there's not so much clarity yet. So Yeah, unfurl like a fern. There's also fern here. Interesting. Ferns, they don't really. Is fern affected by the sunlight? Actually, I don't know. So it says, yeah, I have to look this up. Even though plants should be my expertise, but I don't know enough about fern. So I know moss and fern, they are okay staying in dark places, right? So it's like open up even though it feels dark. Yeah. Even though you still feel unsure about certain things, you can open up to a certain extent. Do not be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses, forbearance. So this is talking about not to be discouraged by small obstacles or unknowns. Not to be deterred by unknowns, because we were talking about the dark here. So I think it's signifying that the darkness you are experiencing right now, the unknown or the uncertainty, shouldn't deter you. It shouldn't push you away. Now I'm noticing ferns everywhere. All right. Okay, I hope the reading helps you. It's really, really interesting. Okay, so if you like my reading, please click like and subscribe, and also comment below how you feel. I'm always happy to hear comments from you. Thank you, and see you again. Bye.